What's up, guys? Today, we're going to take a look at the top 10 laptop for YouTube video editing 2025 on the market for this year. We're going to show you our 10 best picks, and we'll talk about whether or not you should buy them. If you want more information and the most up-to-date pricing on the products mentioned, be sure to check the links in the description below. Okay, so let's get started. Starting at number 1, MacBook Pro 16 M3, the best value laptop for video editing. Despite it not being the latest generation, the M3 MacBook Pro 16 is still an absolute beast of a laptop. It will make light work of virtually any video editing project you have lined up, and all on a device that's incredibly slim and light considering the power that lies within. Even when exporting a 4K video while also opening RAW files in Photoshop, we were able to continue working as though nothing was happening. There's that much power. Then factor in the beautiful color-accurate screen, stellar speaker quality, sharp webcams, and excellent keyboard and trackpad, and this remains a great all-around package for serious video editing. And number 2, Asus ProArt P16 2025, best Windows laptop for video editing. The ProArt P16 is designed with video editing firmly in mind. Not only do you get a touchscreen and large trackpad for input, but there's also the Asus Dial, a customizable rotating wheel between the keyboard and trackpad that can be used for all sorts of functions, including scrubbing through a timeline in Premiere Pro. The sample was equipped with a blazing fast 12-core AMD Ryzen AI 9 HX 370 CPU and 64 gigabytes of RAM, so it was no surprise that it aced our benchmark tests with ease. You'll also pay a hefty price for the ProArt P16, and that's before you add any options. But considering just what a capable video editing machine this is, the price isn't unreasonable. At number 3, Asus TUF A16, best budget laptop for video editing. This certainly isn't the cheapest laptop you can buy, but a powerful machine is a must for video editing, ruling out really cheap and sluggish options for this guide. The Asus TUF A16 certainly isn't short on performance, thanks to an 8-core AMD Ryzen 9 7940HS processor paired with 16 GB of RAM, yet it manages to be this powerful at a very fair price. During our time reviewing the TUF A16, we were able to test its battery life, which turned out to be surprisingly good for a laptop this powerful. Reckon on around 10 hours of light use and video playback, though this will nosedive if you plan on exporting 4K footage for hours on end. Considering you could spend way more on a laptop to only get marginally more processing performance, we reckon the Asus TUF A16 is a bit of a bargain.
At number 4, Microsoft Surface Pro 9, best 2-in-1 option. The Surface Pro 9 is quite hard to define. It's not the most powerful candidate for video editing, but it is very handy when you're on the move, and for setting up quickly while on location. The signature feature here is that the display section can be detached from the keyboard to become a standalone touchscreen tablet, but it won't cope with everyday work while exporting a video in the background. There simply isn't the power in reserve for that kind of multitasking. What you get here is a beautiful, well-made device with a clever kickstand and hinge that still reigns supreme in the 2-in-1 laptop world. If you choose to buy the Surface Type cover and Surface Slim Pen, which you really should, then the Surface Pro 9 is a real pleasure to use in the field. At number 5, MacBook Air 13-inch M3, 2024. Best lightweight video editing MacBook. The latest MacBook Air 13 with Apple's M3 processing hardware offers an incredible amount of editing performance in such a slim and lightweight laptop. The base M3 chip packs an 8-core CPU and 8-core GPU, which can be upgraded to a 10-core GPU if graphics performance is important to you. There's 8 GB of RAM and 256 GB of SSD storage as standard, but we definitely opt for at least 16 GB of RAM and 512 GB of SSD storage to get a smoother video editing experience. A MagSafe power connector, 2 USB-C ports, and a 3.5mm headphone jack are hardly the last word in versatile connectivity, however. Naturally, a 13-inch screen size will feel restrictive for long video editing stints. But for occasional edits on the go, we highly recommend the MacBook Air 13 M3. At number 6, Microsoft Surface Laptop 5, best MacBook alternative. If you're after a stylish, thin, and light laptop but prefer Windows over Mac OS, then the Surface Laptop 5 is a natural choice. It's available in 13.5-inch and 15-inch sizes, but we'd recommend the latter for video editing, as it gives you a more comfortable editing area for timelines and palettes. We found the Surface Laptop 5 did struggle in Premiere during more intensive editing. If you'll be spending prolonged periods editing high-res footage, you should look at more powerful hardware, even if that does come at the expense of some portability. Otherwise, the Surface Laptop 5 is a sound choice as a travel-friendly all-rounder that's also capable of occasional editing.
At number 7, Lenovo Yoga Slim 715 Aura. Best laptop for travel. If you need to travel regularly for shoots and don't want to carry a bulky, heavy laptop, the Lenovo Yoga Slim 7 Aura is ideal. It's fast enough for serious editing, yet it only weighs around 1.5 kilograms and is just 13.9 millimeters thick. You will have to make some compromises to have such a svelte machine, however. There are only 2 USB-C ports, and one of those will be used by the power cord when you need to recharge. There's no separate graphics processor either, so you're not going to benefit from GPU-accelerated video rendering, but this is to be expected if you want a super thin and power-efficient machine.
At number 8, Acer Predator Helios 300. The Acer Predator Helios 300 packs a lot of video editing performance for a relatively affordable price. Available with Intel Core i7 power, paired with up to 32 gigabytes of RAM, during our review, we found it delivered performance that could rival some of the best laptops around. Factor in the healthy amount of built-in storage, up to a 1 terabyte SSD or an SSD plus hard drive combo, and you've got an ideal machine for storing hours of 4K footage. Like some other gaming laptops, there's a turbo button you can hit to overclock performance for intense editing bouts. And there's also granular control over the fan, so you can ramp it up or down depending on whether you need maximum performance or a quiet editing environment.
And number 9, MSI Summit E16 Flip Evo. Many 2-in-1 laptops tend to be ultra-portable affairs, with correspondingly small screens of around 13 inches. But if you plan on doing longer video editing stints, a bigger display can really improve viewing comfort. The 16-inch MSI Summit E16 Flip Evo therefore makes a solid case for itself. We found during our review that the 12-core Intel Core i7 processor is easily powerful enough to breeze through intensive video editing, though the 16 gigabytes of RAM in our test machine did limit the heaviest workloads. The lack of a dedicated graphics processor can have an impact on rendering speed in some editing apps, however, but considering the very fair price of the Flip Evo, we reckon it's great value for a 2-in-1.
At number 10, Acer Predator Helios 18, the best gaming laptop for video editing. Now here's a laptop that can do something that our best pick overall, the MacBook Pro 16 M4 2024, can't do nearly as well: gaming. Gamers and video editors alike will appreciate the Acer Predator Helios 18, a powerful desktop replacement equipped with the Intel Core i9-14900HX CPU and NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4090 GPU. Our reviewers found it effortlessly handles high-resolution video editing and demanding effects work, often outperforming other creative laptops. The Helios 18's Intel Core i9 CPU, RTX 4090 GPU, and 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM, upgradable to 64 gigs, make it a powerhouse for video editing tasks. In our tests, it excelled at 4K editing and effects-heavy projects, and rendered high-resolution clips at remarkable speeds.
Thanks for watching, and that's all for this video. If you like this video and it helped you out in any way, please give the video a like and hit that subscribe button. Hope to see you guys in the next video. Till next time, I'll see you later.